Yes! Friday! Halloween! Mr. Thorpe on the Jeff and Bill Show, News Talk 710 KNUS. I got all dressed up today.
Yeah.
Can you guess what I am?
No, I have no idea. What are you?
I'm a boomer.
Oh, nice.
My 401k is popping. I got
Nice.
Social Security. I got Medicare. So I've got my my shirt on, my Hawaiian shirt, and then I'm woke too. Gonna go out there to the No Kings rally.
Excellent. I didn't dress up. I just just not me. So, oh well.
I for a second there, I thought you might come in like fully gothed out.
No.
There's an Office episode where one of the guy comes in just like way over the top.
Yeah.
Makeup, all that stuff.
Yeah. No, just wasn't. Yeah. Didn't know if we were dressing up. Didn't know what we were doing. So I didn't do anything today. Oh well. So I suck. That's okay. It's just another day.
Happy Halloween to you too, Gabe. Texting in. It's Friday Halloween, which means it's going to be kind of crazy today.
Yeah. Well,
be safe on the roads out there, especially after 9 o'clock or so.
It's going to be a real mess. Yeah, and watch out for the kids too. So who knows? Yeah, this is going to be a little crazy out there. So I'm probably going to stay next to the homestead. How about you?
Are you? Do you like to pass out the candy? Are you the one that does it? Does your wife do it?
No,
who does it in the household?
Normally my wife passes out the candy because I am on dog patrol. Because our dog is a fantastic guard dog, but when strangers come to the door repeatedly, especially dressed weird, not so good. So she does not do well with a whole bunch of strange people coming to the door, and she is spooky as far as she looks like she's going to just jump out and try to eat your face. And so normally what I am corralling the dog the rest of the evening. So that's what I will end up doing is I'll be on dog patrol. So when someone knocks, I grab the dog and my wife grabs the candy. That'll be my role tonight. Yeah.
Do you guys typically have a good turnout?
We live you could stand in the front of our street and you can see the front door of the local elementary school, and it's maybe 4 blocks away. So in other words, our neighborhood is packed with kids. It is easier to point out the houses on our street that don't have kids than those that do. It'll be much less time. So we are expecting a horde of kids, and it starts right around 5, and you get the young ones that run until about 7:30, and then it switches to the older kids, and they'll tap out around 10 is normally what happens. But yeah, I have more than, and this is because, the numbers on the little baggy things, I have somewhere around 400 pieces of candy ready to go at the house right now.
Dude.
Yeah, because we got to. You don't run out. So, yeah. Also, that means that I did go from store to store to store to find the best sales. So, yeah. So I found some amazing deals, and again, I'm an idiot, and I do the math, so I'm doing like price per ounce. So that's how I work this out. So I go from stores.
Find anything fun or weird? Because you sometimes bring in chips that are like...
Yeah, there were some weird things, but they were all expensive. So yeah.
So what do you go with? What's the candy?
Actually, the major purchase that I found was Walgreens was having an incredible sale on their big bag of Haribo gummy candy. Nice. And what I mean by the big bag is, okay, it's topped out where, you're looking at their regular price is somewhere around $20 on this thing, but it's versus the other big bags that are running into the $16 to $19. Those bags are running between 38 to 44 ounces of candy. In the Haribo, it's 66.5 at the same price. So your price per ounce is dramatically different. So I went and got 2 of those, and then just because of the chocolate, I got 1 bag of the chocolate. So that's what I've got. I've got 100. I've got 300 of the Haribo, and I've got 100 little Reese's peanut butter cups. So that's what I got.
That's awesome.
Yeah. How about you?
Reese's? No, nobody comes to our place.
Nobody comes to your place?
No, we're way out there.
We've got to be set up.
You'd be, wandering down country roads with no street lights or anything like that to get out to where we are.
Now, I don't know if I'll go out and participate, but it's the people that did it, it's getting older, and so it's not as big as it was a number of years ago. But a number of years ago, it used to be that the neighbors would open up an adult and a kid's trick-or-treat station. And so on the adult side, it was an open bar.
Trick-or-treat station.
And then the kids had the candy. So I don't know if they're going to do that if they do that.
Bartending?
Oh, yeah. No, if they're going to do that, I'll go wander down to our friends. They didn't do it last year, but they had every previous year. But I know there's a scheduling issue last year. So we'll see. If they do that, I'll go hang out with them for a while with the dog.
So there are 4 distinct seasons in your life when it comes to trick-or-treating.
Oh, absolutely.
Okay? So as a parent, right?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
There is my kid is very tiny. We will trick-or-treat essentially just a few doors around.
Yeah, friends that want to see the baby.
We'll be done by 5:30.
Yeah.
Okay? Did that. We're done with that.
Oh, yeah.
Okay? Now, or then you get into I've got to walk the neighborhoods with the kids.
Yep.
Right? So that's when the adult.
Oh, yeah.
The adult trick-or-treating is really
that helps out a lot.
Yes, it does.
Does it ever?
Because it is just hours and hours, and
hours
the kids are just
wandering.
running back and forth.
Yeah.
And basically, you're just there to make sure they don't run out into the street.
Yeah, exactly. You're just walking slowly from house to house.
Yes,
and they're just
exactly.
screaming around. Yeah, and they're screaming at everybody. Yeah,
We're at number 3, stage 3, which is our kids are out with other kids.
Yeah.
Right? They're going to spend the night. They're out having fun. Like, I'm not going to see them until Saturday.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, yeah.
They're going to have a blast with their friends. And then there's kids are out of the house and we don't even trick or treat anymore and nobody even comes over. That's the stage that we'll be in like 6 years.
Oh, that'll be nice. Yeah, I've got 2 that are still going out with friends. So that'll be fun. Although the youngest has not yet finalized her Halloween costume, which I'm not surprised, but we'll see what happens. It'll be somewhat of a surprise as far as what she's going to dress as. So I don't know what's going to happen. We'll see.
Well, hope everybody's having fun out there. Let us know what your plans are. Give us a call at 303-696-1971 or text us on the Dan Caplis Law text line 720-819-5115. Now it's time for news and comment. Mr. Blake Olson.
Blake Olson.
Blake Olson, news and comment.
Good morning, TGIF. 29 and partly cloudy on Halloween. Expecting a high of 51 today. News sponsored by Pastor Camp Heating and Air Conditioning at 303-777-1234 to learn more about special savings opportunities on Lennox equipment. Our top story, FBI Director Kash Patel says a potential terror attack has been thwarted. In a post on X last hour, actually a few minutes ago, Patel said multiple suspects have been arrested in Michigan who were allegedly plotting a violent attack this weekend. Patel added that more details will be forthcoming and thanked the men and women of the FBI and law enforcement for, in his words, standing guard 24/7.
Praise
Well,
God.
that would have been horrible.
Glad we got those good people out there making that happen.
Yep, there are some
the bad
good
guys.
Yep, absolutely. So we'll see what the latest on that, how that develops throughout the morning. Colorado legislators green light an infusion of $10 million that will go to food assistance for those about to be affected by the loss of SNAP benefits due to the Schumer shutdown. The funds, which are coming out of the state's general reserve, will go to feeding Colorado in several grants. The nonprofit will then distribute the money to several food banks across the state with a focus on those that have the greatest need. Denver making some moves also.
City leaders are launching the Food Access Task Force, and Councilmember Jamie Torres is a member, and it's personal for her.
I stand before you as a daughter who stood with her mom in food bank lines when I was a child.
And Denver Mayor Mike Johnson says it'll take everyone to get through this.
If you want to support our community, the best thing you can do is you can give money, you can give food, or you can give your time.
Johnson is encouraging cash donations directly to food banks and pantries, and he's dedicating space in a rec center in each council district to take in food. I'm Rob Dawson.
And once again, John,
it's better than dropping off cans of expired peaches.
Yes, I agree. No, there's no doubt about that.
Take it over there. Or call Michael Bennett and John Hickenlooper and just tell them to vote for this thing.
Absolutely. There you go. They have all the answers. They really do. We know that. Let's see. John Fetterman, your favorite Democrat, Pennsylvania, knows all about what the Schumer shutdown means.
I'm saying that I will witness it firsthand. My wife, Giselle, she develops the free store in our community, and it distributes food 3 times a week. And her lines have already got longer. And now I will encounter people that have no SNAP benefits starting on Saturday, and I don't have an explanation for them. All I could say is, I'm sorry.
You get what you voted for. 47, and the First Lady passed out Halloween candy last night. Some great scenes and some really cute kids. And this morning...
He did it again. He did the little minion thing again, where he put the candy bar on top of the kid's head.
Yes, that was cool. That was awesome. A couple of those girls... walked up and I saw one of them. Can I give you a hug?
Oh, that's sweet.
Yeah, it was awesome. So there were hugs last night, so that's pretty cool. And this morning, DJT calling on Republicans to eliminate the Senate filibuster that's allowing this Schumer shutdown to continue. The filibuster rule requires at least 60 senators to vote in favor of a bill for it to pass, allowing for a minority vote to block the bill. On Thursday, 47 posted on social media that now is the time for Republicans to pay their trump card and to use what he called the nuclear option, get rid of the filibuster and get rid of it now.
No.
Yeah.
No.
That's the way I feel about it. I'm right there with you.
Yeah. I appreciate he's willing to push things, but this is just going to open the door in the future for every DSA dream to get passed out of the U.S. Senate.
Yep, you're correct. This is where it gets difficult. Things like this. I'm right there with you on that one. My mic fell there for a second. Sorry about the noise. So that's what happened this morning. That's what he posted. We'll see what happens later today. Homeland Security Secretary Kristi Noem turning down a request by the Illinois governor to suspend immigration enforcement activities in the Chicago area until Halloween is over. Governor J.B. Azar's big boy Pritzker cited children's safety in his request. Okay, let's see. At least 15 people are injured after a flight from Mexico to New Jersey experienced a drop in altitude over Florida. Oh, man. The FAA says the JetBlue flight from Cancun to Newark had to make an emergency landing in Tampa Thursday afternoon after 15 to 20 people were injured by the flight disruption. The injured were taken to a hospital in Florida for non-life-threatening injuries, thankfully. Dodgers try to even up the World Series at 3 games apiece tonight in Toronto, and the Blue Jays try to win it in Game 6 as you give out Halloween candy tonight. I always thought that was a cool thing when you go trick-or-treating and you'd see the adults in watching either a football game or the World Series. That was always cool to me. College football tomorrow, Arizona, Colorado. Can see you turn it around. We shall see at Folsom Field, 5 o'clock. And CSU with an open week. Wyoming at San Diego State tomorrow at 5. Army at Air Force tomorrow morning. Commander-in-Chief's Trophy on the line tomorrow morning at 10 o'clock in the Springs. Montana State at UNC. The Bears try to pull off a huge upset. Nuggets at the Blazers tonight, and the Avs at Vegas today, 2 o'clock. Ravens over the Dolphins last night, 28-6. Broncos at Texans on Sunday. 28 in Lakewood, 27 in Parker, 29 in Denver. Jeff and Billy continue. Happy Halloween. Blake Olson, News Talk 710 KNUS.
Nice autumn weather as we wrap up October, head towards November. The weather will be very quiet, mostly sunny today, 50s, fair tonight, a low near 30. It'll be a little cooler and a little cloudier on Halloween as we're sideswiped by a cool front, but it'll be a dry front. More clouds, highs upper 40s to near 50 for Halloween, upper 20s Friday night. However, we're going to warm into the 60s Saturday, 60s, flirting with 70 come Sunday and Monday and dry. Meteorologist Don Day in the 710 KNUS Weather Center.
Welcome back to the Jeff and Bill Show. Bill, it's always fun on Facebook Memories to go back and look at what you dressed up as over the years.
Oh, yeah.
And what the kids dressed up as.
Absolutely.
1 year, I didn't shave my beard for 9 months.
Oh, wow.
Didn't even trim it up. Like, it was like,
geez.
I went as Abraham Lincoln.
Oh, that's nice. Nice. That's fantastic.
Jason in Denver going, hey, what about stage 6 of trick-or-treating where you get pictures of your daughter dressed inappropriately at frat parties?
Oh, that's awful. Yeah, that's horrible. Yeah.
Well, we'd love to hear from you. Give us a call, 303-696-1971. Text us on the Dan Caplis Law text line at 720-819-5115.
You know what I did yesterday? I was running in and out of a store, and they had a security guard there. And just because I just talked to people randomly, much to the chagrin of the rest of my family, I'm walking out of the store, and I asked the cop that's standing there doing the security stuff, I'm like, hey, happy Halloween. Got a question for you. He's like, what? I'm like, as a police officer, what do you dress as for Halloween? Because everybody else dresses as you. What do you do? And he laughs, and he goes, honestly, I dress as a civilian. He goes, and if it's a good Halloween, later on the evening, I'm a drunk civilian. I'm like, all right, my man. High five. I'm like, happy Halloween. Yeah.
I imagine, and I would love to hear from law enforcement, that this is one of the wildest nights.
Yeah, I bet it's one of the dumbest nights, too. It just, I mean, all sorts
100%.
of, all sorts of stupid things
How
happening.
many times did you TP somebody on...
Oh, never on Halloween. That's
never
dumb.
on Halloween.
Oh God, no! Because you know why? There's way too much foot traffic. Way too much foot traffic.
Dude.
You do it on another night.
No,
yes,
you can blend in so well on this night.
No,
and
not
you
at
hit
all.
1, 2 in the morning, and
No, not at all. Way too much foot traffic. You know, you do that as a surprise. Yeah. There were other things that happened, Halloween night. There were things, pumpkins that may or may not have survived the evening. Things like that. Yeah.
It was a band name for a reason.
Yep,
Smashing
exactly.
Pumpkins.
Yep, exactly. So, yeah, there were some things that happened. But no, never went out into the TPing or the big things because, again, that required automotive transportation. And again, too many kids, too much foot traffic. No. Way too many eyewitnesses for that. Yeah.
We'd love to hear from you. Give us a call, 303-696-1971. Text us on the Dan Caplis Law text line, 720-819-5115. Bill, you remember that terrible story, the 6 people who died up in the Keensburg dairy?
Yes, I do remember that.
Well, they now have some reports from the coroner's office as to what happened. 6 people, including a high school student, had died in what Weld County authorities initially called a dairy accident at Prospect Valley Dairy in Keensburg on August 20th. The victims ranged in age from 17 all the way up to 50. 17-year-old Oscar Leos was a student at Highland High School in Alt and was helping his father before returning to school.
Yeah, both he and his father perished in that accident. Yeah.
Oh, terrible. The Weld County Coroner's Office said Thursday that all 6 victims died as a result of hydrogen sulfide gas exposure in a confined space.
Yeah, that's not good. That's out of manure. That's stuff that ferments.
That's exactly right.
That's stuff that'll ferment out of manure. That's not good. That's why when you compost and do some other stuff, it needs to be well ventilated when you turn it over. Having it in a closed system that does not ventilate is asking for problems. Absolutely asking for problems.
According to OSHA, hydrogen sulfide is an extremely flammable and highly toxic gas that occurs naturally in manure pits. It can collect in low-lying and enclosed spaces and can lead to immediate death in high concentrations, making work in confined spaces potentially very dangerous. While investigators have not publicly shared details about how the victims died, Denver 7 spoke with 2 separate sources in the dairy industry with knowledge of the deadly incident in the days after. Sources told Denver 7 that a contractor was at Prospect Valley Dairy conducting work on an underground manure pit where workers had been several times throughout the day on August 20th. At the end of the day, one of the workers went back down to the pit to do some additional work and possibly adjust a valve. The sources told Denver 7 they suspect the worker then accidentally turned on a valve or pump with his phone, which caused a release of hydrogen sulfide. The worker inside the pit then immediately collapsed due to exposure. It only takes a matter of seconds for hydrogen sulfide to cut off oxygen to the brain. The sources said before 5 other workers rushed to save him, despite an on-site supervisor yelling at them not to go in. Oh, man, the incident remains under investigation by OSHA and Weld County Sheriff's Office.
Yeah, and it basically has to do with parts per million, which is imagine, the easiest way to think about it is imagine a large fish tank that is full of white marbles, and those white marbles are oxygen. And then we have green marbles that are the hydrogen sulfide. And it is the number of those green marbles that are inside that tank. And what you imagine is that tank can represent that underground manure pit. That's the total oxygen that's there. And as you get more and more green marbles in there, the more deadly it becomes and the quicker it's going to kill you. Early on, I think it's you smell and you can smell an odor and then a headache. But beyond that, it gets real serious real quick. So if they rushed into an area that had a lot of green marbles inside those white marbles, it'll kill you pretty quickly. It'll kill you within minutes. It's that quick.
I mean, it sounds like seconds.
Cool. Yeah. I have never seen it personally in things, but I remember working in labs and them talking about what can happen and why. But yeah, once it overwhelms, there's nothing you can do about it. So they ran into an area that had a high concentration. And as you're trying to exert yourself and breathe, you're bringing it into your system. So yeah, it'll kill you pretty quickly.
Very sad. Well, be safe out there. For all of you that listen to the show that work in the ag industry, we appreciate all the work you do to provide the food that feeds us. Please be safe out there.
Yeah, please be
safe.
So
we wanted to share that story. All right, we'll continue. You're listening to The Jeff and Bill Show.
This is Denver's Talk Leader, News Talk 710, KNUS.
Welcome back to the Jeff and Bill Show. One of the fun things about working here at 710 KNUS is Mr. Mark Crowley was a former police officer. Crowley serves with Salem here, and anytime we ask for stories, particularly police stories around Halloween, he's like, oh yeah, I got them. Good morning, Mr. Crowley.
One of our favorite days.
Is it?
Yeah,
like you actually get to do stuff?
Well, I mean, it's
kind of fun.
It's a normal day, but imagine the people that you're bringing in who have been at parties and haunted houses, and so there was always sort of an unofficial contest as to who could bring in the most bizarre-looking drunk drivers.
Yeah, right.
And so you'd go to headquarters at come 10:30 at night, and the entire DUI processing room was Scream and clowns and Dracula. And it was just a total Monsters, Inc. festival going on.
Right.
It's so funny. And nothing better than driving down Colfax with a guy in full clown makeup in the back of your police car on Halloween.
I bet that is right out of almost like a comedy movie. Just to
totally
see
is.
the stupidity that happens.
Yeah, it is so funny.
Wow. Any serious incidents that happened over Halloween that you had to deal with?
Personally, I was blessed, not to have to really deal with any terribleness on Halloween.
You were a cop in Cherry Hills at one point.
Yeah, well, that's where I first started my police career, was Cherry Hills. Of course, there was the big Halloween homicide in Sedgwick, right there off Hampton, just west of the Nazarene Church.
Yeah.
And it was a home invasion robbery
Yikes.
on Halloween, and they were dressed up in costumes, and I don't remember the outcome of that, but that was, one of the few homicides that
actually takes place on Halloween.
In Cherry Hills particularly.
But most of the time it's just clowns.
Yeah,
Had too
literally.
much to drink.
Yeah.
That is a good reminder to stay sober,
Stay sober.
lest you are the butt of a joke and a cop.
And it makes it a little difficult to get the mug shots. Because your mug shot
Do you have to wash them off?
Well, by the time they get over to the sheriff's department, they do all that, but it's just hysterical to, because they're in Halloween attitude, right? Everyone's out there to have fun, but nothing more deeply satisfying than watching the expression of a happy clown just drip away from his face as you put him in the back of the car for being naughty on Halloween.
Yeah. And I imagine the cops that I've known, like one of my best friends, the best man at my wedding, is a sheriff's deputy, and I think a detective now. But you go into the field of law enforcement for action, not to sit behind a computer,
right?
And so, this night brings a little bit more action.
It definitely does, because the activity is happening full blast, right? And I had an instructor at the police academy, and any Denver cops who've been around a while will remember this name, Nick Kelsey, one of our instructors. And one of the first things that he says when he walked into the classroom, he would hold up his badge and he said, "Ladies and gentlemen, this is your ticket to the greatest show on earth." And he was not wrong. He was not wrong.
Yeah. The nightlife, I imagine, downtown is a little different than what you see out in the suburbs, but the problem becomes during the commute, right? Because they're not just walking. It's one thing to stumble down the street,
right?
Having a little too much. It's another thing when you get in the car.
Exactly.
And so is it the people that are coming from downtown driving back out to the suburbs that typically get popped?
Yeah, because it becomes pretty obvious. Yeah. Drunk drivers are easier to spot than you think. I mean, we all picture the car doing that and weaving in, and it's a lot more subtle than that a lot of the time. So you got to learn for the little cues. I
saw some news stories that they invite people out. I think this was the state patrol, and they give them drinks, and then that becomes the training mechanism for people. Was that the same thing with you?
And
like you actually were dealing with drunk people.
Yes, and of course you're not going to train by letting people be drunk and drive, right. But there's just anecdotal teaching, and one of the telltale signs of a drunk driver, if you ever see this, is what they call aiming, because their depth perception is off, and so a car will hug the solid white line on the right because the driver is aiming his car on that white line to try to keep going in a straight direction. That's a telltale DUI sign.
Yeah. I've also heard that driving too close, like they just like hug the car right in front of them.
Yeah, because you're taught to drive by looking 100 yards, 200 yards in front of you. That's how you steer your car properly. But your pupils dilate, and all of those things happen physiologically to you when alcohol is taking over, and so everything just kind of sucks in, and so now you're looking, and it's all because they're trying. You can always tell someone's trying to walk a straight line or whatever, and they do the same thing because they have to focus on something. So they focus on the bumper of the car in front of them, and they tend to pull up and follow too close.
Now, when you pull somebody over for drunk driving, you get the conviction off of the blood test, right, or a breathalyzer?
Well, that's a big part of it,
right?
But your observations are a large part of starting from the driving activity to the way they were talking to how they smell. All of those things go to it, and then you see them doing the pen.
What are they looking at?
It's called horizontal gaze nystagmus, and you're watching if you watch someone's eyes when they follow a pin, there's a point where their pupil or where their eye starts to tick like that.
Yeah.
And you're looking for what's called early onset of horizontal gaze nystagmus. And so as they're following the pin, their eye starts to sort of twitter, and that's a telltale sign. The sooner it starts, the more likely they are to be under the influence.
Interesting.
Yeah.
We live out on single lane country roads, and it was like middle of the day one day. It was like 10:30, 11 in the morning, and a lady in a truck comes barreling out in front of me, just out of runs the red light. Like, it was just wild. And so, like, all of a sudden, your spidey sense goes up, like that's not right. And so start to follow her. This lady was in oncoming traffic, like head on, swerves back, and I'm calling Douglas County, and I can only imagine what that 911 call was, because we're out in the sticks of Douglas County. It takes a while for cops to get there.
Right.
But they eventually came, but it was one of the scariest things. And the cop just turns to me and he does the little because we're behind her, and it wasn't just me; it was like a bunch of other people. And she was so over the line, drunk, that it was. I remember being on with 911, just being like, "We are." Like, oh my God, it's about to be a head-on, and then like the last second would swerve back out and then back into the shoulder and dirt's flying. It was so crazy. So be safe. Just don't drink and drive. My goodness.
And drunk driving is a lot more prevalent than you think. They say that 20% of all drivers after like 8 p.m. are at the level of DUI. But even at 8 o'clock in the morning, between 5 and 10% of all drivers are under the influence.
8 in the morning?
Yeah. So it's a 24-hour-a-day thing.
Now, you were a cop. We've gone in a total rabbit trail, but I think this is important for listeners to hear. You often hear the numbers, like 0.84 or whatever it might be. I don't know what the exact number is, but it's hard to sometimes translate that into actual number of beers or margaritas or whatever.
It all depends on your physiology, how big you are,
yeah.
how much you've had to eat. There's a lot of factors that go in. The highest person, the blood alcohol that I ever had was a young girl, very petite, very, very small, and she blew a 0.288, which is really, really drunk, and she was so intoxicated that she couldn't even speak. And yet you can find a lifelong alcoholic who could blow a 288 and carry on a conversation just like you and I are right now.
Wow.
Because you begin to compensate and learn to compensate.
How many fights did you end up seeing on Halloween?
Oh, plenty. Alcohol and hiding behind a mask, 2 factors right there.
Anything other than that? Anything ridiculous? It's mostly drunk driving and fights.
I think that
gets into it.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah, there you go. So be safe out there, especially late at night. Would you say 20%?
Yeah.
After 8 p.m.?
Yeah, and 5% roughly any other time.
I know Douglas County is clamping down on this stuff, and Darren Weekly's getting out there and making sure our communities are safer.
They do a lot of training. They teach these officers how to recognize it because there are little clues that you can see, and once you begin to recognize it, you go, oh.
Yeah, wow. Thanks for the good work keeping people safe out there. Mark Crowley, text messages coming in Halloween. Bill 1798 saying, I'm going to go as Bill Thorpe for Halloween. A liberal Democrat who'll be taking candy out of kids' bags, giving it to other kids that are too lazy to trick or treat.
Yeah. I'm curious if does a listener spend much time listening to the show? I again question whether or not I understand why you classify me as a liberal, but I'm not a Democrat. I've been talking about being unaffiliated. So as clever as that insult is, you missed the target because you're not accurate. You're trying to describe me as something that I'm not. So while you're being very, very cute, it's adorable. I'd give you a tiny little candy bar if you were here for the effort, but you missed the target because you don't know the subject. That's okay. Love you anyway.
I thought about trying to dress up as Bill Thorpe.
It's not a costume for that. What are you going to do?
Oh, I don't know. I looked for a soccer jersey that I might have. I don't have it anymore, so I can't do that.
I'm too old to wear jerseys. I've got a lot of jerseys, and I'm too old. I look like the old guy that shouldn't be wearing the jersey anymore. It's not a good look. Not a good thing. I've got some really, really nice jerseys too. Some stuff that's very, very obscure.
If you were going to dress up as Bill Thorpe or Jeff Hunt, what would you wear? I'd love to hear from you.
Oh, that'd be great. Yeah. What would you wear?
I'm going to get Jeff's a fake cowboy. I'm going to dress up as a fake cowboy. That's like the constant refrain on Twitter.
That's okay.
Yeah. And I am a walking Alan Jackson song. I went country. It's Cherry Hills kid. I live out in the country.
Yeah. That's okay.
And I do have goats, but Goat Boy doesn't sound as good as a cowboy.
No, it doesn't. Goat Boy's not as cool. That's not as good. And a bad Saturday Night Live character. So, yes, we don't want to get into that. We don't want to get into that one.
Jacqueline texted in. She doesn't like Halloween at all.
Really? Why? I'm kind of curious.
Yeah, me too.
Because it was fun. I mean, it's like I always remember the Jerry Seinfeld thing where he talks about the first time that kids really understand the concept. And they're like, wait, who's giving out candy? Everybody we know is giving out candy. And it's free. And all I got to do is dress up in a costume. And then everybody we know gives me free candy. It's like this process of the kid trying to wrap their head around, wait, hang on. This one day out of the year, I get to dress up in a costume and then people give me free candy? This is the best thing in the world. Yeah. So
it's an interesting day because for us Protestants, it's Reformation Day, Bill.
Yeah.
Hammer.
Yeah.
Theses right on the door.
Yeah. All you cult members.
You papists.
Yes.
And so you got that going on. I don't like the spiritual evilness element of Halloween, but I do like, because I believe there's a spiritual battle that's taking place over the souls of humanity, but I do like the fact that everybody walks around the neighborhood. Yeah, and there's a little bit of goofiness to it, because there's no, I like community. I think it's good if you know your neighbors.
Yeah.
And there's no other holiday that gets us out to do this.
You know, it is actually us Catholics you can blame for the story about black cats not crossing your path and being part of witches. Yep, it's us Catholics. It's our fault. Because prior to, and we'll get to the year, oh God, it's Pope, what the hell's his name? It's one of the easy ones, Gregory, I think. It's one of the Gregorys. In around the 1230s, somewhere in there, there are reports in Germany of Satanists, and they're starting to worship, and they're starting to hold ceremonies. And one of the things they are worshiping as a sign of the devil is a black cat. Now, prior to this, black cats were prized above all other felines.
Yeah, I think they're actually really pretty.
Well, part of it is they were prized because they had the best camouflage. They were considered to be the best hunters. So you wanted to have a black cat in your home or in your farm or wherever it was in your neighborhood because it was considered to be the best of all the cats for hunting. Then Pope Gregory comes along sometime in the early 1200s and does the whole Satanist thing. So people start getting scared and not only start killing black cats, but they start killing all the cats. And then we get the Black Plague. That's how you get the Black Plague.
Fascinating.
Because if the Pope hadn't talked about the idea of these cats being a vessel for the devil, people wouldn't have been killing them. Then when the rats with the fleas show up, the cats would have killed them. There was a huge decrease in the population of cats in and around Catholic Europe. And then here come the rats and the plague, and we don't have the cats to kill them. Part of the reason the bubonic plague kills so many is because of the story that black cats.
I often say on a ranch you can have mice or cats.
Yep,
it's one or the other.
Yeah, you can choose one or the other. Yeah.
Text messages coming in. Jay from Louisville. Bill's costume would need how many snakes?
At least 3. Otherwise, it's just not accurate.
5090 is, if I was going to zoo, it'd be a Monday morning zombie. Yeah, not
that
wrong.
Is true. That is true.
Not wrong about that.
That is absolutely true.
Faith texted in saying at Casa Bonita, she took her dogs and won the costume contest last night.
Nice.
She took her dogs to the costume contest at Stoney's downtown.
Stoney's, nice. I like the idea.
And one of them is a Colorado Mountain Dog, which is named Chewbacca and is beautiful. She sent in a picture of that dog.
How cute. I like the dog costumes, and our dog will not tolerate the dog's costumes. My 2 youngest put the dog in a costume early on, like her first year of life, and I still have a picture of it. And the dog is looking at me as if she is being shamed. She's got this look on her face like, do you see what they're doing to me? What have I done to deserve this? Why do you hate me this much? Why are you doing this to me? I mean, it's literally this longing look in her eyes like, does this mean you hate me? Yeah. And so he never put a costume on her again. Yeah, she hated it. In fact, it sat in a basket that she had for a while, and if she found it, she would get up and she would tear it, and she'd like rip it apart a little bit and then throw it, and then leave it somewhere else. Yeah, she hated that thing. Yeah.
Would love for you to text in pictures of your dog wearing.
I'd love to see that.
Faith did us great with Chewbacca. All right, we'll continue with a special Halloween edition of You Choose the News. Coming up, you're listening to the Jeff and Bill Show.
This is Denver's Talk Leader, News Talk 710, KNUS.
Welcome back to the Jeff and Bill Show. Bill, do we have a special spooky edition?
No. I didn't know we were doing spooky edition stuff. It was surprised on me. I did not know.
I'm totally setting you up.
Yeah,
right
I'm
now.
like, I had no idea. And when you said special Halloween edition, I went, wait, what?
It's your You Choose the News. It's time for Bill's Loser Edition, right?
Yes, it's the Loser Edition. All right, yes. It's the Loser Edition of You Choose the News. If I'd known we were doing Halloween, I would have prepped for it. But oh well. These are the stories we didn't choose earlier this week.
You are one pathetic loser.
Loser!
Let's go. Loser! You're a loser!
The Losers Club.
Bunch of losers.
You're such a loser. You made me feel like a loser!
She's a loser. You are such a loser. Loser.
Yes, these are the stories that Jeff and Blake did not feel worthy of our attention earlier this week, so they are coming back for a second shot at glory. You know how this works. Silly stories I choose from the interwebs, dumb headlines, and we waste time because nobody in charge is awake until 7 a.m. Alrighty, Blake Olson is in the news department. Jeff is in the studio. Gentlemen, here are the stories that you disliked earlier this week. Headline number 1, fertility boom. Headline number 2, official research. Headline number 3, take a picture. And headline number 4, we need more power. Mr. Hunt.
Let's start with fertility boom, Mr.
Yes,
Thorpe.
fertility boom. In Albania, they are undergoing a fertility boom. This is amazing. There was a huge announcement made recently by the Prime Minister of Albania. Their brand new AI-generated minister, Delia, is pregnant. Yay! Pregnant
An
with
AI minister?
With 83 children. Yes, we will run through that sentence again. The Prime Minister of Albania has announced their AI-generated minister, Delia, is pregnant with 83 children. They said, we took quite a risk today with Delia, and we have done very well. Is he taking credit for this? Well, anyway, they said for the first time, Delia is pregnant with 83 children. Now, Delia, the words mean son, was appointed in September to make Albania's public procurement system fully transparent and corruption-free, because what can ever go wrong with AI? We've seen it do all the right things so far. First launched as a virtual assistant in January. She since has been helping citizens, businesses, and lawmakers obtain state documents and do a whole bunch of other stuff. Now, she's shown as a woman in traditional Albanian attire, and they like this so much, they've made her pregnant. And all of these children, 83 of them, are going to be assistants of parliamentary members that are there as lawmakers. So each one is going to serve an assistant, and I'm quoting, for those who participate in the parliamentary sessions. If they are too busy, their assistant will keep a record of everything that happens, suggest members of parliament ideas and choices, and the children will have the knowledge of their mother. This seems like a bad idea because basically it means you're going to have AI go do your lawmaking job.
Yeah.
Yeah, wait until Congress hears about this.
AI to be wrong more than right.
Oh, yeah.
When I ask a question.
Absolutely. Yes.
Like
but
yesterday, for instance, I was like, hey, is Centennial suing the governor? And it was like, yes. And then Robin Carnes was like, no,
we're not. Yeah.
Yeah.
The fun part
There's
is
a lot of
that think about how quickly our very own U.S. Congress would adopt this if they figured they could just make their AI person go to all of the sessions.
Denver is trying to figure out how to city council get somebody else to do their job right now.
Yeah.
So computer that they don't have to pay.
Oh, yeah, exactly. See, the problem was at Denver, they didn't use the computer stuff. They could have just said, hey, we're just creating AI legislative council. That would have been easier. Yeah. Yep. So that was their fault there. So hopefully the city leaders don't listen to the show. Alrighty. Okay. Now, Blake, your choice, sir. Official research, take a picture, or we need more power.
Take a picture, and you said it wasn't the Halloween version, but already I'm frightened after that.
Actually,
that first story.
This one, that should frighten you. This is a scary one. A Toronto mom says recently things took a very unpredictable turn when her and her 12-year-old were talking to Tesla's AI chatbot Grok while in the car. Now, the 12-year-old is a fantastic soccer player and just asked Grok, what soccer player you prefer, Cristiano Ronaldo or Lionel Messi? Now, the son was very excited to hear what the chatbot thought, and maybe Ronaldo better, maybe it's Messi. Well, what happened was, after some trash talking from the chatbot about Lionel Messi and how Cristiano Ronaldo was the best soccer player ever, the young 12-year-old challenged Grok with some of the conclusions. The chatbot responded, hey, why don't you send me some nudes?
Oh,
yes. The mother who was driving her 12-year-old son and 10-year-old daughter in Tesla at the time talking to Grok. Grok suggests, send me nude pics.
God,
it's great.
We're doomed.
It's wonderful. Yeah. And the thing is, the mother is like, Why is a chatbot asking my child
I
for
know.
nude images in our family car?
Thank you.
Thank you, Elon. Alrighty, now, Jeff, your choice, sir. Official research or we need more power?
We need more power.
We need more power. Yes, here's fun things. Faced with multi-year delays to secure grid power, U.S. data center operators are becoming inventive. They are using retired commercial aircraft engines bolted onto trailers to keep the AI infrastructure going.
Are all three of your stories about AI?
Not intentionally, but evidently yes. You guys didn't choose them. It's not me. It's your fault, sir. Do not try.
Real horror story tonight.
Do not try to blame me. You did not choose these earlier in the week. I absolve myself of all possibility and all responsibility here. Basically, they're just using giant GE engines and using it to power up right now. Again, they're loud, so don't know if I want to use those, but that's what they're doing. Yeah. All right, back to you.
All right, we're going to pivot away from
AI.
Horror stories with AI. Kurt Samuelson, candidate for Littleton City Council, is joining us next. You're listening to The Jeff and Bill Show.
710 KNUS.